I regret leaving my husband. How do I move forward? 3 years ago I 44F left my husband 45M of 13 years, together 18 years total. It was the hardest decision to make, but I ultimately felt like I had no choice. We had a wonderful relationship for many years. He was my best friend, and was the only person who I could fully relax and be myself with. We traveled a lot, built a lovely home and life together with our dogs. We liked the same things, had the same sense of humor and were very compatible in day-to-day life. He was chill and calm and really tried to make our life pleasant and happy. However, we were not compatible with the big things in life. Mainly finances, house stuff, and communication. This became obvious after we bought our house. Previously we lived in my condo and split all the bills 50-50 and our expenses were minimal. However, once we sold it I had to pay off some debt from the sale, so he began paying the new mortgage and property taxes and I paid all the bills, bought everything for our home including most of the groceries, paid for the initial renovations, and all of our dog's expenses. We both made good money but he made almost twice as much as me. This became the default and I know he resented me for it, but he would not bring it up with me and completely refused to discuss finances or make a budget. No matter what I said or did, he absolutely refused any communication with me about finances. This became a bigger issue when major home repairs were needed. Our furnace broke and we needed a new roof, among other things, and when I asked how we would pay for them he would just say, "I don't know. I have no more money." I didn't have the means to do it myself, and I hated feeling in the dark and unable to fix the things that kept falling apart. Our yard needed a lot of upkeep, and whenever I would bring something up or try to make a plan, he would tell me that I have a bad attitude, or I'm never satisfied, or I hate our life. I know he tried his best, and to him it seemed like a personal attack even though I was just trying to maintain our home. I am a person who likes to keep on top of things, and I hated the feeling of overwhelm and helplessness and things getting out of control with no way to fix them. I felt like it was a sinking ship. Every time I would try to bring something up he would storm off and I would follow him to try resolve the issue, and it would become a very toxic, circular argument with no resolution. Ever. So this is why I left. I could see the writing on the wall and I couldn't see any way that it could work. To me, our life was completely unsustainable. It was an agonizing decision and I tried so hard to get through to him and change things so I did not have to leave. I know I hurt him very badly. According to him, I decided I hated him and our life and just packed up and left one day. For the last few years of the marriage, I admit I was angry and resentful and I treated him unkindly. I said awful things to him during our fights because I just wanted to be heard. He would not listen and talked over me constantly. I developed insomnia and health issues and started sleeping in the basement, and he feels I abandoned him as a wife. I was spending a lot of time and energy on my health, so I totally understand his perspective. But he was never open to changing our lifestyle or downsizing to make things easier on me, or on us as a couple. For the first 2 years after leaving, my health issues were really bad, so that was my #1 priority. I was not doing well, so the divorce proceedings didn't happen until recently, when I retained a lawyer. He has done absolutely nothing concerning the divorce. He ignores letters from my lawyer. Because of how avoidant he is, I knew that it would all fall on me. I tried to do things amicably, but he refused to talk about it. He stayed in our home and I initially lived with my parents. Now I am renting a small basement suite. I have not received 1 cent from him, so his lifestyle did not change and I've basically started over with nothing. I continued to pay the bills there for a year after I left to ensure he would be okay so he could make moves to buy me out of the house, which he never did. I think he feels entitled to it all because I'm the one who chose to leave. Regardless, recently having the time and space to reflect, I see his perspective. I see all of the ways that I failed him and our life and the ways I could have tried harder and done more. I feel so much guilt for what happened with my health and how it got in the way. I see how I did not appreciate him and the little things as much as I should have. I miss my old life so badly that my heart hurts. I miss his company. I miss the comfort of my home and our routines and special holidays. I feel like I have no purpose now. I don't want to start over. I don't want to get a divorce. I just want us to be able to work it out. I feel like as unsustainable that life was, it's better than what my life is now. I have asked him if he wants to be divorced and he just says I don't know. He bailed at the last minute when I tried to go to counseling. He will avoid my calls and texts when I try to talk about the divorce. So nothing ever happens. I'm stuck in this awful limbo of not being able to live the life I co-created, but not able to move forward. What can I do? I want to be able to get through to him and fix it all. But if I can't, how can I move forward with all of this loss? How can I trust one made the right decision even though it's not what I wanted at all?
Relevant comments. Feisty, Career 1256. Unfortunately, in order to save a marriage, both people need to put aside their pride and fear to come together and work as a team. It seems like he hasn't been a team player for a very long time. He may wish to continue a life with you, but that doesn't matter if he won't put any effort into fixing things. He might feel abandoned, but he shouldn't be the only one. He abandoned you every time you tried to talk to him. He abandoned you when he threw up his hands and said he couldn't help with the house. He abandoned you when you told him you were desperate enough to end the marriage, and he abandoned you by not participating in the divorce or any counseling. Further, he's living off your dime in a house you both bought while you live with your family. That sounds a little like he feels entitled to your money and effort, despite all the ways he never helped. This is not to say he did nothing, or he's all the way bad. But he was a selfish, avoidant partner, and it doesn't sound like losing you has any impact on his self-awareness. Try to fix things if that's what you want, but don't be surprised to find yourself in the same situation. It's probably not even personal, he may not have the capacity. After all is said and done, remember that you're a whole-ass person who gets to write their own story. It's hard, devastating even. But you can have the life and love you want. Don't let someone who would rather hurt you than face hard things ruin it for you.